not all suicidal. In fact, most of them are not. So we're seeing cracks, but we're going to hit them again and again. The minimum thing we want to do is, again, erase the industrial capacity that they had to produce these weapons. They'll have to build it from a start, and that's very hard. It's very hard to do underground, too. So they're not going to be able to just take the pieces and move them below the earth. It's going to be a lot harder for them. But ideally, if it cracks enough, and with some other things that I won't get into, yes, the regime could change. Is it guaranteed? No. And is it up to the Iranian people in the final accounting to make use of the conditions that we're doing in weakening this regime? We'll see. I cannot tell you. They're very brave, by the way. I don't come and criticize them in any way. I think they're very brave. I think they've suffered enormously. And the question is, will we have a meeting ground between the weakening of the regime and the rising of the people in many ways that could develop? We'll see. On the oil and gas questions, I can only tell you this. Look, I don't think any two leaders have been as coordinated as President Trump and I. He's the leader. I'm, his ally. America is the leader. Israel is, as the National Security Memorandum described us, I think a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I think, something like that. They called Israel the model ally. That's how they call it, the model ally. It's not a superpower, but America is seeking around the world, and you hear it from the speeches of President Trump and others in the administration. They say, where are you? We've helped you all these years. Where are you when we're doing something that is as important, at least as important for you as it is important for us? And yet one country is there, and against all the vilifications that are leveled at Israel is sponging off America and all that. No, it's not. It's not. Israel is a brave country, a resolute country with an incredible army, incredible soldiers, incredible courage, and we're fighting alongside the United States when the chips are down. We're fighting with the United States. We're fighting for a common goal. So I can tell you that that's the most important coordination. But in practice, President Trump and I speak regularly. We discuss things. Our staffs discuss things. Our militaries are in close coordination as never before. But ultimately, President Trump makes his own decisions. And do I respect them? Yes, I do.
The question is whether you would or could continue the war without...
Just one question, Jeremy. Thank you.
Could you without the United States? Without the refueling capabilities, for example?
We're going to close. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
You
Thank
exhausted
you,
your
everyone,
questions.
for your questions today. Thank you, everyone.
תושבי הצפון הם גיבורים. תושבי הצפון עומדים כרגע במעמסה הקשה. כל אזרחי ישראל עומדים במעמסה קשה. אבל הם עומדים במעמסה קשה במיוחד, משום שזמן ההתראה שלהם הוא הכי קצר. ואנחנו מתכוונים לעזור להם בכל דרך, אבל בסוף העזרה הכי גדולה זה להרחיק ולהסיר את האיום, ואנחנו לא נוותר על זה.
Thank you so much.
ואנחנו לא
We're
נוותר
going to
על
be
זה.
concluding now. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you.
That's it. He's out. So it looks like he's coming to help the war. Seconds. Because that made oil just drop. Literally crazy. This thing is bugging. Oh man. I was trying to sign in to something then I sent a message. It's just asked me to sign in. Yeah, I don't know why my computer and that keeps logging me out. Google. See if it brings back down the spy. So it's not doing nothing much. It's just literally popped us up. Now he hasn't said no. So that's what you're kind of really waiting for. If they say anything about, well, he didn't say it in the meeting. So let's see if they're gonna open this bad boy back up.
Ways of moving some of that energy out of not just out of Saudi Arabia, but some of the other Arab states as well, whether that's additional pipelines. And I know all these states don't necessarily get along with each other, so, you know, trying to go across territories might be complicated. But at some point, you can't just rinse and repeat this over and over every few years, can you?
Yeah, that's a very good point. You know, the Saudis have a pipeline that goes from the Gulf to the Red Sea, and they're increasingly channeling their oil exports to a Red Sea port of Yanbu. I think they're grateful they made that investment quite a long time ago. As I understand, it carries maybe 2/3 of their oil exports. They just don't have the capacity to get 100% of it out via the Red Sea. And then other countries like Qatar and the UAE, they really don't have that option unless they had some kind of an arrangement with the Saudis and more infrastructure to carry it. I think what the scenario you lay out is exactly what's going through their minds, which is they cannot allow this to happen again. A situation where the Iranians essentially hold the entire energy industry in the Gulf and with it the global economy hostage. But keep in mind, the Strait of Hormuz, you don't have to blow up ships in order to dissuade vessels from passing through there. You just need to threaten to do so, or you need to dissuade their insurance companies from covering those ships.
But this gets to the question, too, about whatever the leadership of Iran is now and what it could potentially be. There's been some concerns here that in the absence of any sort of, real allyship somewhere along the way here, that we could be dealing with a disruptive force in the Middle East for quite some time, depending on which regime is in charge, or whether there are multiple factions, for example, around there. They may not have the military might of the Americans or the Israelis or anyone else, but, all you need really is, a couple dudes with a rocket launcher to, ruin your day.
I have the sense that President Trump initially thought what they could do is threaten the Iranians sufficiently so that the regime fell and a new government formed that was more malleable, more realistic, more willing to deal with us. That seems unrealistic to me. It always seemed unrealistic to me. It seems in the best case at this point, you get a regime that has been so bludgeoned, so neutered, so damaged that they don't have the physical capacity to make mayhem in the region. Unfortunately, in the worst case, you have total chaos. You have a complete breakdown of governance. You have factionalization, sectarianism, regionalization. You have an unmanageable situation in which there is no central authority to talk to negotiate with.
Yeah, and a lot of questions now about what the international leadership will be. Will it come from the U.S.? Not really looking like it. Not really sure what we're going to get out of Israel, and some big questions about whether the Saudis would even want that role. Michael, really appreciate you taking time. Michael Ratney, former U.S. ambassador to Saudi Arabia, now a senior advisor of the Middle East program over at CSIS. We're going to continue talking about the disruptions in the Middle East because it's not just oil and gas. It's also metals, industrial metals. We've actually seen the shares of several of the big metals company, including Alcoa, plunge today. That was on the back of a huge drop that we saw in aluminum prices over in London earlier this morning. Concerns right now, not just about the slowdown of shipments of aluminum, but the idea of potential slowdown in manufacturing activity that would need that aluminum as well. This is The Close on Bloomberg.
Man. See if the video went, because that was dying today. Managed to pop back up. See if we can hold it up. Let's see if we can hold it up. Got last 20 minutes. Don't know what happened earlier. Computer just crashed out. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, to be fair, nothing's happened all day. Obviously, there was some conflict back in Iran and the Saudis, and then obviously that perked up gold again, and then as you can see, the Israel boss man come out and said we're gonna come to some sort of agreement and open up the strip. So obviously that's let everything fly back up at this precise moment. So that's let's just say a potential on a deal, let's say, and then yeah, now we're basically gonna have to wait to see if they're bluffing or they kick this back off again. So that's what we're gonna have to wait to see over the next couple of hours. Like now, we shouldn't really be seeing any more hits on their fuel tanks and stuff like that. If we do, then it was all a lie, and SPY will come back down, and we'll be grabbing oil, will be going back up. So right now, things are looking positive. See. Let's see if this can quickly do it. Sorry. Let's see if this does it quickly. the order that Google comes out with announcements. Right on time, buddy. Right on time. Talk about right on time. That's it right now. I can't see anything. So it's good news as well because it also confirms that Ben's still alive. Because a lot of people were freaking out thinking that he passed. last 10 minutes. Looks like we're ready to wrap it up. Check to see if there's any earnings after the bell. Oh, there we have. Yeah, we got FedEx. Let me just go to the toilet.
You know, this is an economy where we just talked about how it was good, you know, but like payroll growth is pretty weak. You're seeing increases in delinquencies across pretty much every single category. And so this only puts more strain on an economy where the weaker end is feeling a lot of pain. And that's going to only exacerbate because they're the ones that are going to feel it the most.
I do want to talk a little bit about what's going on with gold because that has been fascinating. The move lower in gold, it's still down nearly 4% today, even as you see this reversal in other asset classes. And certainly over the last month or so, I mean, it has been sold pretty mightily. And I wonder what you make of that, especially given the fact that we had such a strong 2025 for the yellow metal.
Yeah, I think if you look at the last few years, gold has just kind of become a little bit disconnected from its traditional fundamentals. And I think that goes to show, you know, how much like the sort of the sentiment and the flows, the retail flows and the faster flows that are really driving, you know, what gold does. And anytime you see a chart where, you know, this things start to go parabolic and everybody's buying, then I think that it becomes less of a defensive hedge. It becomes a sort of a source of funds and a liquidity story. So in times where liquidity is falling, you know, it's going to be a little bit susceptible to that. I mean, if you look at last year, I mean, for years the story was central bank buying, right? They just kept buying.
Oil and gas would have been dumping. rally back up. Bitcoin's in its safety zone. It needs to stay. It needs to stay between that 70 plus. Anything there, I'm back in. Alright, let's see if we can get this deal closed as well. That'd be nice. Give me a second, sorry. So it's getting time to wrap it up, guys. It's been a real slow day, honestly. Until that little pop just then, and it just dropped. Man. Well, you only got 1 minute left. Time to lock in. Ready for tomorrow. Oh man. Ding, 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 ding. That's the final. Watch we get some headlines after the bell. I can imagine. So if you want to be here live, catch these plays, make sure you lot subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Do, 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 do. There is FedEx. After the bell, so we can pull out after hours. See, we watch for Netflix. See if it's a winner. These are also how you can get some good plays as well. So on earnings reports, obviously if you think it's going to be a good or a bad earnings report, you could obviously put a play in. Obviously you would have to hold it overnight. But yeah, these are the times when you can get some good movement. So as I just showed you, we got Netflix up on the screen. And if you was to put, let's just say, a calls to go up. Oh man. Yeah, you would obviously get some good movement. So let's watch this. It's mostly going to come out in about 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I'll wait for it. And you can see. Go. Let's see. What do you lot think? Earnings. Netflix made money or they lost money? What do you lot think? Quickly in the chat. Put it in the comments. Let's see. We'll see, get it edited now. Let's see, get in the next minute. Let's wait for it. I'll just post this in. You say Netflix? I mean FedEx, or why did I say Netflix? I don't know why I said Netflix. And all these high energy prices will get factored into everybody's balance sheets till next quarter. And she's off. That's what it looks like when it goes bad. So they beat on. I'm going to tell you why this company's just gone down. So it's beat on it's beat on revenue, which was 86.8 million versus 78.5 million. And it's lost on its gross margin. Net loss. $100 million, 158 million, 58% growth. Guidance and revenue. 41, 415 million versus 440 million. Estimated 375s. They did good then. Oh, I think FedEx is out. FedEx's revenue beat. They hit 24 billion versus a 23 billion estimate. Revenue grows was raised to 6% versus 6.5. Let's see if I can get a better chart that shows all this. It's not too clear here. Okay, so we gonna wrap it up. I'll catch you lot tomorrow. Hope you lot enjoy the rest of your day. And God bless. And don't forget to subscribe.